I'm Seb Henbest with Bloomberg New Energy Finance here in Paris, COP21 at the Climate Summit for Local Leaders. And I'm joined now by the Mayor of Bristol, Mr. George Ferguson. Welcome.
Thank you, Seb. It's great to be here.
So, some exciting things happening in Bristol. Bristol is, I believe, European Green Capital City of the Year 2015.
Yeah, and what a year. And this is the culmination of our year, is coming here and contributing what we have learned and working with other cities across the world to put pressure on our national delegations. And so being Green Capital is not just an award, it's a duty, I think.
And how much pressure, do you think that pressure is having an effect? Are you seeing any of it start to move the needle at a national level?
I think it is. I'm optimistic we'll get an agreement. Now, I'm not optimistic that agreement will be good enough, but what I do believe is the cities working together will be able to fill the gap that is going to be so necessary if we're going to keep climate change down to a maximum of 2 degrees.
So let's talk about Bristol for a bit. This accolade of being European Green Capital City is a pretty big deal.
That's a great deal.
What did you do to win?
We follow Stockholm, Copenhagen, Hamburg. We're a city of 500,000, complex, historic city. But we're a city set in the southwest of England, near Glastonbury. We got lots of interesting, slightly hippie individuals who come up with great ideas about cycling provision, about local food. And so we have loads of individuals who have made Bristol what it is over the last 40 years. And what we did is we put together a Green Capital Partnership about 8-9 years ago. Before the European Green Capital had been invented, it's now 800 different organizations, including universities, businesses, co-ops, and that sort of thing. And so I think the great thing we did, which lots of cities can learn from, is having a really strong civil society organization that drives the change. So it's as much bottom up as it is top down.
So you're not running into ongoing opposition to the stuff you're trying to do. It's bubbling up, maybe with some help.
There's still opposition because in a democracy, the sort of change that we need to make, and we need to make it fast, is very challenging to some. It's very challenging to car drivers, to the people who drive, a single driver coming in every day. 90% of them don't have a passenger. And they don't like it when I take away their car parking spaces or charge them to park or charge them to use the roads or whatever it is. So it is challenging. But
how do you help? How do you get past that opposition? Is it something like, do they have to just suck it up? These are the changes that are happening, or do you go softly, getting their buy-in? How does it work in practice?
Well, maybe I should go more softly, but I don't think we've got the time. I think the best and most open people to change are kids. And I always say there's a collective noun for those who resist change: adults. And so we are working a lot with the kids in the schools. We got a tree planting project for every kid, and we're going to turn that global. And we're working with an Australian charity called One Tree Per Child to do that with Olivia Newton-John. She's involved with that. And so I think bringing a lot of fun is really important. And we've created a program for schools on sustainable education, and part of that is a great game called Sustainable Sean, which was we partnered with the Oscar-winning Aardman Animations to create Sustainable Sean. So you can just Google it, you'll find it.
Can you get it now? Is it
available?
Available?
It's been played in 150 different countries already, and we've only just recently created it. But it's a great way of engaging. What I felt, and when we won Green Capital, the European Commissioner said, and it goes to the city with a sense of fun. I think it sort of aligns with a statement Madonna once made: if we're going to have to save the world, let's at least have fun doing it. And I think that's the essence of what Bristol does. So we're also doing some really serious research. We're working with the university on a program called Bristol is Open, where we're opening a lot of data sets across the city, working with them and their brains and their supercomputer. Our ductwork that was created for TV around the city, which we've put 144 core fiber optics through, we link those to lampposts around the city, and that becomes a laboratory where we can test loads of things. And we're including the testing of driverless cars, for instance, because if it can work in Bristol, which is complex, hilly, historic, tricky to drive through, it can work anywhere. And I think, so we want to share our experiences. We want to be that real test bed for cities being able to do things differently.
George Ferguson, sounds great. I'm in. I love it.
Come and see us.
I will. Thanks so much for joining us.
Okay, great. Lovely to meet you.
Fantastic.
Okay.